guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to make this video real quick. I've been vlogging the last couple days, but when I was I can't breathe. We were out running around. What day even was that? Sorry, I've been vlogging for a few days. It's been really busy, and then we had like an accident in the family. Friday, we were out running around. We had just left Menchie's. I'm trying to find a place that's up there. We had just left Menchie's, and we were heading over to get Jay's haircut. And my sister called me. It was me and Jay and Adri. And we were heading over to get, Jay's haircut. And my sister called me. And she said, hey, has mom called you? And I said, well, no, I haven't talked to mom. She said, well, I just got a call. Come on, camera. She said that she just got a call from Spencerville, which is like a town near here, EMS, that my mom had been in an accident. All they said is that she was okay, but she was in a lot of pain. And that was all they heard. Well, my sister was with her boyfriend. They were getting ready to go out to eat. So they turned around and went back and got her car so that her and him would have their own separate cars, and she was heading up to the hospital. I said, well, we just signed in to get Jay's haircut. I said, let me know, because I had Adri with me. I didn't want to like freak her out, and I didn't want to take her up there. I said, let me know, what you find out. So I'm trying to call my stepdad, which they're like best friends. So I'm trying to call my stepdad. I can't go to him. And a little while goes by. It's like that light is blinding. A little while goes by, and then my sister calls me back and says that she's at the hospital, and they won't let her go back. They won't tell her anything. They said she just has to wait. They'll let her know when she can go back. So then we're really freaking out. Like, what the hell? Why won't they let her go back? Because I used to work there. And, like, when someone got hurt, like, we didn't make them wait. Like, if the family came, we didn't make them wait. Sorry, I'm moving all over. I'm trying to get this thing to sit somewhere. Oh, my God. Anyways. So then, I'm so sorry. So then a little bit while goes later, or a little time goes by, Jay gets his haircut. I'm trying not to freak out. I'm like, got tears, and Adri's rubbing my arm. She's like, it's okay, Mommy. I said, I know. I said, I'm just worried about Nana. Like, so Jay's getting his haircut, and then he gets done. I'm like, first I told him to go ahead and drop me off at, what the hell, camera? I told him to just drop me off at the hospital. And I'm like, no, we just went to Sam's and Meijer. We had a car full of groceries. I'm like, let's just run home real quick. I'll help you unload the car. I'll put the cold stuff away, and then I'll head up there. Like, I can't do anything now anyway. My sister can't even get back in my mom's room. So, we get home, and we're bringing stuff in. My mom just texted me. We're bringing stuff in, and my sister calls back, and Jay walks in, and he has the phone to his ear. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, here's your sister. So he gives it to me, and my sister gets on there, and she says, well, I know why I can't get a hold of Paul. And I'm like, why? What happened? She said, they were on the motorcycle. He's in the next room. So my mom's in trauma room 1. My stepdad's in trauma room 2. And then I really freak out. It's like, it's one thing thinking your parent was in an accident in a car, and then find out it was 2 of your parents on a motorcycle. You kind of freak out. So I hurried up and went there. Jay stayed here with Adri because we didn't want to tell my mom's mom, because we didn't want her to freak out because we didn't know anything. And that's usually who watches her if my mom or stepdad don't. So Jay stayed here with her, and I hurried up and went to, met my sister at the hospital. And I'm like walking down the hallway, and like immediately, like I can't stop tears. I'm like, I'm pregnant, I'm hormonal. The lady at the front desk was taking forever to even ask me if I needed let me back in the ER. And I'm walking down the hallway, and I'm seeing all these people that I know, because I used to work there, and it was like the nurses and doctors that I worked with. Well, I was housekeeping, but I know who they are, and they know me. And my friend Brianna, you've seen her in my videos, her sister Sis was there, and she's like, what are you doing here? And I said, Mom and Paul were in a motorcycle accident. I said, they're in rooms 1 and 2. And she freaked out. So we're hurrying down there. I walk past, I see my stepdad laying in room 2, all boarded up. He's got like the neck brace on. He's got his hands like perfectly still. They're huge, and he just has cuts all over, cuts and blood all over. So then I'm like, trying not to really freak out. I go to my mom's room. She's not there. She's down at X-ray and CAT scan, and the one nurse, Nate, he's like, what's the matter? What are you doing here? I said, that's my parents in 1 and 2. And he's like, oh, they're the ones in the motorcycle wreck. I'm like, yeah. He's like, don't worry. He's like, they're doing okay. They're both talking. They're doing okay. Your mom, she's like, your mom is down getting x-rays right now. I said, no. I said, but I haven't even seen her yet. I said, I just freaked out seeing him. He's all bloody. He said, your mom's not all bloody. She's not all cut up on the face. So we were there for like 5 or 6 hours. I did tests. I did CT scans. I did CT scan twice on my mom because she was kind of moving because her body was in shock, so she was shaking. And they did x-rays twice on her leg and ankle and foot because they were messed up. Apparently, they were going on this state road, and there's a stop sign. And this van was coming to the stop sign. So here's my parents. Here, the van was coming to the stop sign, and it didn't look like they were going to slow down. So my stepdad started slowing down. Well, then the van started to slow down, so my stepdad let off the brake. He didn't speed up, but he let off the brake because it looked like they were stopping. Well, at the last minute, that van took off and pulled out right in front of them. They had no, they couldn't do anything. All they could do was lock up the brakes, and they hit the van full, straight on from the side. They're okay, but they both flew over the windshield and hit the van and hit the ground. They both came to, face down in the middle of this road. And there was a lady, I guess, that was in a car behind that van that saw it all, and she came and helped. She said, I'm a nurse. My stepdad said he opened his eyes and he saw my mom laying face down in the street. And his leg was messed up, so he's trying to scoot over to her. And he's like, Di, are you okay? And my mom said no, which he was glad that she answered, but he didn't like that she said no. And she said she remembered open her eyes or telling herself, open your eyes. And she opened her eyes and she was face down and her arms were above her head. She couldn't move her arms. And she told herself, try to move your legs, and she could move her legs. So that made her feel better that, she obviously wasn't paralyzed or she wouldn't be able to move her legs. And this lady comes up and says, I'm a nurse. We got to get her off the road. There's too much traffic. So this lady helped my stepdad get my mom off the road and off to I'm on the side. She's like, I'm a nurse. She wiped my mom's chin because my mom's chin was bloody. And she got my mom laying on the side of the road. And another guy that was behind my parents, he stopped and he said, we have to cover her up. She's going to go into shock. They didn't have helmets on. My mom couldn't find her. She hasn't been on a motorcycle in over 2 years because she's afraid something was going to happen. They're both in short sleeves. They didn't have helmets on. So the guy got a tarp and covered her up. Well, next thing you know, this lady's gone. The trooper said nobody on the scene, the EMTs, the other ones, nobody saw this lady that helped my mom and stepdad. So, I don't know, they swear, they both say she was there. She helped them. She helped my stepdad get my mom out of the middle of the road. And she kept telling them they need to be still, but nobody else saw this lady. So, after all the tests, I'm sorry, but it was crazy. Finding one, like I said, when it's one parent, that's one thing, but finding out it's two and that they were on a motorcycle, it's this was Friday night, today's Sunday. So after all the tests and everything, okay, my mom has a cut under her chin and on her chin, and she has road rash here, and she has road rash on the back of her neck and on both of her elbows. Her legs, her foot is really sore, but there's nothing wrong with it. She has a hematoma in the back of her, almost by her above her butt cheek. And other than that, she's okay. She feels like shit. She has a concussion. She has a headache. And she's really stiff from how she laid. She must have hit the van and then kind of sat, landed on her butt on the ground and then kind of flopped over and landed face down on the street. Because other than that, on her chin, she doesn't have cuts on her face. Her glasses didn't break. Her phone didn't break. Her jewelry is all intact. And other than the 2 spots on her elbows, she has no cuts on her arms or hands. My stepdad, they're thinking that my mom's chin went through the back of his head because he had a hole in the back of his head. He had to get 8 staples. Oh, my mom has a cut across, or a spot like this of road rash across her belly, which they think might have been from going across or over the windshield. It just kind of scraped her. Because she was in 2 tank tops and then a vest. He was in a t-shirt. And my stepdad, so he has the hole in the back of his head. They had to put 8 staples in that. And he has a puncture wound in his leg, which they were going to let go because they don't usually do anything for it. But he stood up to go to the bathroom, and it literally, started pouring blood. So they had to put some stitches in his leg. And then his face is cut up pretty bad. And, his knuckles and a few spots on his arms. Neither of them broke a single bone. Nobody knows how. The trooper kept saying he doesn't even know how they're alive. He said, I've seen numerous accidents. They should not even be here, let alone... he doesn't even know they didn't break any bones because he left before they got the x-rays back. But I guess the way they hit the van so hard that it ripped the whole axle, the whole wheel axle, everything off the van, because they hit like the rear quarter panel. It ripped the forks off of the front of my stepdad's bike, like the front's kind of broken up, and then the whole wheel, I don't know the technical terms, is like off and completely twisted around backwards. I'll see if I can insert pictures. I don't know how full, I don't know, I'm having issues with the computer because it's so full. But anyway, yeah. So we got them cleaned up and got them home. Well, we got them in the wheelchair and out to take them home. I was going to take my stepdad to my mom's because they don't live, they're divorced, but they're like best friends. And they both live by themselves. And the trauma surgeon said, since they both have head injuries, I'd rather not be alone. And my sister was going to sleep on my mom's couch. My mom would sleep in her bed. My stepdad would sleep in the kids' bedroom, like the extra bedroom. So we took them over there. That family friend, sis, she was there. She went and got them food because they hadn't eaten like all day. So she went and got us food and then met us at my mom's house. And we were getting ready to leave to get them in the car to take them home. And my mom started vomiting. So I went back in and got her nurse. I'm like, okay, she has a head injury. Is this okay? Should we worry? And he said she'd been laying flat for so long and they gave her so many pain meds. And now that she's sitting upright, it was probably just from sitting up and everything rushing and the medicine and having all that medicine on an empty stomach. So we got him home, or to my mom's house anyway, and got him situated. My sister stayed there with him, and then last night they said that they were both okay, that they would just stay there. I'm going to take them to the doctor. They're going to call the doctor first thing tomorrow, and I told them I'll take them. I can fit them both in my SUV. It's fine. So they're just stiff. They're not getting around real easy, and they're pretty beat up, and they're pretty bruised. But yep, they had everyone said the whole night is that they had guardian angels watching over them for sure, because it doesn't matter. They're fine. They're okay. They're sore, but they're alive. So the last couple of days, we took Adrian to the fair yesterday because we had already promised her we'd go to the fair. So we took her and Jay's kids and his parents and his sister and 3 of her kids went. It was crazy. It was the last night of the fair. Rascal Flats was there. So it was absolutely packed. It had rained, so it kind of cooled off, and then it got really humid. So we had fun. He even won Adria a fish, and Jay and I won Adria some stuffed animal, and then she wanted a bigger one, and we kept trying to win, and we didn't. So the guy just gave it to her because she was crying. He's like, I can't have her leaving with bad memories. Which she didn't even know what happened, but that probably made her day after the tough days we've had. And as soon as I get my video up, I took all kinds of video from when we went on Tuesday. I didn't take much video yesterday because my mind's just kind of everywhere. So when we got home last night, 12:30, I messaged my mom to see how she was doing because they had been left alone. And she said she felt really bad. She, was feeling really bad, and she was running a fever. So I texted her just a minute ago, before I started this, sorry, and asked her how she was doing or how she felt. And she texted back while I was filming. So everything's fine. It's been a crazy few days here with me, but I have all kinds of fun vlogs and, videos to post. I've been out doing some shopping. We went to Sam's. We went to Meijer. I got a new sweater that'll fit over my belly for the fall at TJ Maxx, and we went to the fair with my whole family, my mom, my grandma, my sister, my nephews, their girlfriends, Carson and Max, and we had a great time on Tuesday. So make sure you check those out. And there's probably going to be, I'll do a handful at once, not right at once, but, in the next couple days if I can. Adri started school on Thursday, and she loved it. So stay tuned for the vlogs. Fingers crossed, if you will, that my parents heal up and that nothing else goes wrong. They're keeping an eye on the hematoma by my stepdad's leg. And like I said, my mom has one inside. Oh, and they both learned while they were at the hospital, my mom has a cyst on her kidney that she didn't know she had, which they say 7% of the population have. But she didn't know she had it, and that's something you need to keep an eye out for. And my stepdad has an aneurysm in his chest and needs to be watched because if it gets bigger or bursts, it'll kill him. So I told him that's the reason. I said everything happens for a reason. The reason they had this horrible accident and have no serious injuries is for them to know about their other injuries that they had that they didn't even know about. So yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days, and I don't know, it depends on how it goes the next couple of days. I'm going to try and get these videos up, but yeah, that's my update for today. Prayers for my parents, that they're okay. My dad met us up there, so he was up there with me and my sister. For my mom and stepdad, I don't know. It was crazy. That's the update. Even talking about it, my stomach gets so sick. But yeah, that's my update. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I'll get back on track soon. I love you guys so much. Give me a thumbs up. If you're going to say a little prayer for my parents. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye, guys. And I forgot to mention, The lady driving the van that ran the stop sign that almost killed my parents, yeah, she's under investigation because they believe she was intoxicated. That's what they told us when we went to the hospital. The trooper did on Friday. Haven't heard a word since, so I don't know, like, what, we don't really know what happens, but yeah. And my mom said when the accident happened, that lady was outside of her van. All they could hear just her screaming and being belligerent. Like, she wasn't, they didn't get injured. They were in a van, and my parents were on a motorcycle, and they hit the back, like, the rear quarter panel of their van. Yeah. So they believe she was a drunk driver who ran the stop sign. Yes, my parents should have had helmets on, but, I mean, it's not the point. The lady was drunk and ran a stop sign, and obviously wasn't watching for motorcycles. And my stepdad is, like, one of the most cautious riders ever. He has rode his bike literally all over the entire country, like, numerous times. So yeah, don't drink and drive, and don't, like, always make sure you watch for motorcycles. I don't even want to know the lady's name, because but yeah, I just thought that I'd throw that in there.